Hi everyone, my name is Natalie LaBonte and I am an intuitive coach, artist, feng shui consultant, and I am here to help you, beloved souls, create your most meaningful, purposeful, and abundant life possible. So, I hope you've seen my first three videos. The first one was on minimalism. The second was on feng shui. The third was on mindset. And the fourth today is on magic, spirit, energy, however it is that we want to look at this, right? And I'm creating these videos because these have all profoundly shifted my life to create a far more fulfilling and bountiful life, right? So with minimalism, we looked at our relationship to stuff, and kind of like how we may use stuff as a benchmark to happiness or success. Then the second video, we looked at feng shui, which is really examining how our home impacts us and how we impact our home, how our homes, reflects they're a reflection of us, right? Um, so looking at that piece and how you can use your home as a tool to help create your most abundant life is so profound and is a very underutilized tool, let me tell you. Then next video we looked at mindset, which again I've been through. It's a continuous journey, right? Shifting your mindset, making conscious decisions of, hey, how am I operating today? What choices am I making? Um, and how am I perceiving the world? All of that is tied to mindset, and it truly changed my life for the better. And it also helped me get to promotions at work, and now I'm an entrepreneur and running my own business. And if I hadn't done that deep rooted work and continue to do that work, I wouldn't be where I am today. So the next piece I want to talk about is magic. And what I really mean by that is recognizing that there's a great mystery out there. It's said that we only know 7% of what is knowable within the entire universe. 7%. And there are things that we don't know, but there are also things that we intuitively know. And I believe, and again, this is my truth with a little t. I don't know what your truth is, but, take with this what you will. But I do believe that we are all human beings. Like we're divine. We're all divine sparks. We're an expression of God, source, creator, goddess, universe, Sophia, whatever that label is for you, that we are all expressions of that. And that we actually, like, we embody that miraculous ability to perform miracles in our life, but also to be working with that great mystery, with that cosmic energy, with the divine, with God's source creator. And so where do I want to go? Where do I want to start with? I didn't always have this perspective. Of course, perspectives may change. That's being human. But 7 years ago, my husband had separated from the Navy, got home. He was looking for a job. And I'm not kidding. Literally, a few days after he separated, we found out that we had to move out of our the condo we were renting because it was being sold. We had 60 days. So I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, we have to do this right after you got out. Like, you're looking for a job. What the heck? So, um, I remember the first few days being kind of like angry and being like, I like stressed, like, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? And one day I was sitting in my living room and the sun was shining in. And all I can say, it was like this switch just turned on. I felt this like immense gratitude, joy, abundance, bliss, like words that like I can't like just put it into words. It was just this profound moment. Like, and it was like a switch turned on. Like, all of a sudden I was like, okay, I am here for a reason. I don't quite know what that reason is, but I'm here for something. I'm here on this earth for a reason. I'm going to figure out what that is. I'm first going to start kind of like looking into energy and everything. And everything's going to be okay. Like, we're going to figure this home thing out. Keenan's going to get a job. Like, everything's going to be okay. And I didn't quite know where to begin in terms of like me exploring like the concept of like spirit and energy, like especially in a new way that wasn't religious. And I grew up in a very religious structure, I'll say that. And I knew at a young age, I think I was like 10 or 11, I was like, this isn't for me. I I knew it and I kind of separated myself from that. But I then didn't really go any further. But I always knew something bigger was out there. I didn't know what that box was. So this was kind of that opportunity to begin exploring and also tearing down the walls of that box, because I'm like, if there's a great mystery out there, it's something that can't be put into a little box and finitely explained and comprehended. Like, that's just silly. But I can try to make that expansion. Can I increase that 7% awareness, consciousness to 8%? Can I do that just a little bit? So I began kind of, just really researching all this stuff. And like I said, I just kind of knew everything was going to be okay with the house. And I just was like, I surrendered. I was like, universe, I could use your help. Can you help me with finding a place? I gave the budget. I'm like, that will take our cat, because we're crazy animal people, and like, they're our family. At the time we only had our cat. And yeah, I was like, I'm going to take action, but I'm open to your help. So I allowed space for other help to come in, help that maybe I couldn't quite explain. But I also took action. And that's where the thing that dance with magic and energy, prayer, intention, spells, whatever label that you want to call it, it's a petition. And trusting and knowing like, hey, a miracle can happen here. And why not make this a more active dance in my reality? Why only do that in the most dire of circumstances? Why not ask for help with getting the home that we need? So what ended up happening was, like I said, I was looking online, talking to people that I knew, and I talked to a neighbor actually who was like, oh, you know what? So-and-so, I think, is actually going to be moving out of their place because they need to move to another home. Why don't I put you in touch with the landlord? And so we did that, and we ended up getting a bigger place within the same building for the same amount of rent. And I was like, thank you, universe, God, source, creator, whatever that is, but thank you. I couldn't have ask for anything better. And like I said, there was that action of doing the things within my physical world, but there was also leaving the space for the great mystery, for, like I said, God, source, creator, universe, whatever that is for you, to help, to have your guides come in to help, your spirit guides, your master guides, your ancestors. You know, I there is that energy, that magic that can't always be quite explained, but it's available to us and it's a part of us. But we just need to be willing to invite it into our daily lives. And I'll say too, I'll share a couple things. Like I used, Magick, trust, the divine, petition, setting an intention. I use that um, with 2 promotions that I received, and I got them. but but this is like, man, if I this is something I firmly believe. I know some people say you should be like as specific as possible so that you manifest like the right thing, but sometimes we don't know what's actually right for us. And that greater overarching mystery spirit does, like it can see a larger picture than we may be aware of. So with like these 2 jobs that I had applied for, when I went in the interview, like I remember like setting up sacred space beforehand, like calling my spirit guides, master guides, like angels, but even putting out there, I'm like, if this job is for my best and highest good for myself and for the people that I'd be working with, I want this job. But if not, I don't want it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not meant for this job, I don't want to force a hand that is not meant to be forced. And so there's a lot of because like I in some ways consider myself a witch, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna put something out there. I'm gonna put an intention out there or a spell, whatever, and see if it will manifest, and while putting in actual concrete tangible work in the physical. But I think one thing that's so important is leaving that space for it to be for your best and highest good. Because like people who would like, maybe like, I want to attract so and so as a partner, like they name who it is, that person may not be good for you at all. You may think with your mind, like with your ego, that, oh yeah, this person is, but in reality they're not. So it's better to say, to, let's say, attract a partner who is loving and caring and compassionate, who loves to travel or who's very grounded to the home. That way you're leaving space for the best to come in. Same thing for a job. If you're like, I want to make 50,000 a year, and I'm just going to manifest a job that does that. It's better to leave space for it to be a job where, say, you feel more fulfilled in your daily life. You can ask for that to a job where you can teach others. Let's say you want to have a corporate job where you can like mentor, because that was like me. I'm like, I want to be able to mentor other people. I want to be able to coach other people. And leaving space for that to happen rather than forcing a hand. You know what I mean? So I could probably talk about this for hours, days, centuries, I don't know. But I just wanted to leave you with that. So think about the role of magic, prayer, intention, spirit, energy, whatever that is for you. Be thinking about that and think about how you may be able to call that into your life and use that in your life in a different way, because I firmly believe we all have that power. It's just a matter of using it. And also that that trust and that surrender to work with above. Take care.